Guys, welcome to another product feedback video. My name is Muhammad, and if you're joining me, smash down that like button and hit me up and subscribe, because we've got some great content on this channel and I sincerely believe you guys will appreciate much of what I have to deliver. But this video is a long awaited, should you upgrade or go from Windows 7 to Mac OS X or go into the Apple realm. And we're going to discuss a couple of things. We're going to discuss the operating system, we're going to discuss the price, and overall, is it really worth it, and what's my personal opinion on the Mac operating system. Now, firstly, from Windows 7 versus Mac, they will do pretty much exactly the same thing in terms of what you want to do, straight up. So if you want to surf the net, do homework, do business work, do your photos, do everything you want to do, they're both a good platform. They're both going to do the job properly, and everyone's going to be pretty happy with the operating system overall. Now, whether Mac OS X line integrates a few things a little bit better, I'm going to say yes, it does. For example, a key app that a lot of people do is photography, music, and video editing every now and then, depends on the person. Windows has a terrible photo editing program built in or stock, whatever they have. Windows Media Player is pretty bad. It does offer not bad functionality, but I really don't like the Windows Media Player system. I usually tend to go use Winamp or some other program. And for video, they got the live situation, and Windows Live Movie Mac isn't too bad. I've used it, so you can get away with using Windows PC without too many hassles, but you got to look elsewhere for key applications. Now, Apple's actually gone about and given you key apps. So they've given you iPhoto, they're giving you iTunes, they're giving you iMovie, and they're good apps. Like, they will do the job for you in a really simple way, in an intuitive way, and everything will work properly. I haven't had any issues with using it on my operating system. I've got both. I've got a high-end desktop, I've got a Macbook Air, I had a Macbook Pro. You can see my channel videos if you don't believe me. And I've used iPhone, Android, iPad, the whole deal. So I've got a really good viewpoint on what is the way to go. Now, firstly, straight up, if you're buying a laptop and you don't have a limit on what you're going to spend, I would recommend you buy a MacBook. They are better built, they have better quality. They're a bit more expensive, but their resale value is very high again. So in 18 months time, when you want to sell it, you get your monies back from it. As well as that, the overall user experience, and I ranted about this in another video about the iPad upgrade or not. Basically, for example, the MacBook Air, which I'm using, I've tried all the other Ultrabooks out there. The sound quality from the speakers, you can't even hear it. They're pretty appalling sound. The MacBook Air, really loud speaker, you can hear it all. The screen is really bright, good quality screen. It's just those small things which add up to a really good package, and the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro seem to deliver. I don't understand why Toshiba or Asus or Dell can't go and develop a good built, a good quality laptop. And I was looking at the Dell XPS. I was recommending that for a while. I used it and I was like, what the heck, these fans are blowing hot air like no tomorrow. I go, don't they test this stuff? Don't they work out what people are going to use it for, and see that they need some small little changes, not huge changes, but small changes just to make it better. And I don't think they're doing it. They're not giving that whole package. I think they want people to buy always the latest and upgrade and upgrade and upgrade, because that's the only thing they can make money from is the hardware. And if you upgrade every 3-4 years, they're not going to really be making enough money. Where Mac, obviously, they make money from the operating system and the App Store, and they've got a different platform and a different marketing choice. I did commerce as a business degree, so I understand a little bit how the marketing system and the business platforms work. So going through all that, sorry I'm looking down all the time, but I'm trying to think at the same time as I'm talking. Personally, if you're buying a laptop, MacBook Air, MacBook Pro is the way to go. If you're on a budget and you can't afford it, a Windows PC is still going to do the job. It might not be as good built, but look around, see what the options are, and buy something that's good value at the money, and you at the time, and you will save a couple, at least maybe $500 on the price. Now, from a desktop point of view, I've come from a background of custom building PCs, very high in performance, better value for money. 90% of the population, I think, are going to do pretty well with the specs that they put in these computers these days. I think they hardly are pressed for what they are used for, and I think the performance from them are quite decent. So if you buy like a high-end iMac 27-inch, you're paying like $2,500, $2,600 for the top of the line stuff. It will definitely be a good computer. You can build a desktop, like I built a i7, it's really high-end computer for around $2,000, and it will absolutely devastate any iMac out there. But the thing is, for me to resell this, I'm only gonna get $500, $600, $700 for it. Where if you sell the iMac, you'll still get close to what they're worth. But I like having that high performance there because I do use it for computer gaming, and Mac in general for computer gaming is not really there as of yet, but slowly they're going to move towards that. So we've pretty much covered the operating system. Is very similar, but the integration on the Mac side is better. They do a better job, but it's not really you will feel better using it. Like I enjoyed more using the dedicated apps that they've given, and I think Microsoft need to do something and create a lot better dedicated apps, because these are key things people do. I think Microsoft is more thinking of business use, where they use their own software and they don't really think about what consumers are using, and considering they sell a lot of computers to consumers, this needs to be addressed. Alright, we're going to also talk about now a little bit of theory, and this is how I kind of got my mind accustomed with Mac and Windows and how everything works. So, Microsoft started off this way, Mac started off this way. They said we're going to go about doing things like this. We're going to develop a system where if you buy our hardware and our software, everything's going to work properly. And then you got Windows, who's gone, we're going to offer pretty much, anyone can design anything, everything will work together, so forth, so forth. I'll give you one example, and it really sold me on the Mac operating system and with one of the new betas that are coming out, or even the iPad in iOS. Say for a Windows computer, you want to plug it into your TV and watch content. All right, you can get a HDMI cable, you can plug it into the TV, adjust some settings, and bam, you're up and running. Okay. First off, there was some hardware limitations where the resolutions would be all weird and wonky on the Windows computers, and they're kind of just in the latest setup. So is there a wireless way to do it? Can I just sit on my, can I sit on my couch here, stream to my TV, and have my desktop display? No, there isn't. You got the Intel wireless display thing. People are going to quickly comment down below, what do you know what I'm talking about? I do know what I'm talking about. The wireless display thing I've used, it's not that easy to set up. You've got to use some weird software, and it kept crashing, and there's all issues related to that. iOS, I get my iPad, I get my Apple TV, I go stream to TV, bam, everything starts working. Microsoft, get your note out, you write that in your book, Windows 8, I want that in there. That's simple thing that needs to be addressed in the operating system, and Apple's doing it better. Backing up, Microsoft's got its own backup software. It does a pretty good job. You can transfer information from one computer to another computer. It all works well. Mac's got a lot better integration. They do the backup. They've got that feature where if you do an edit, you can flip through all your other previous edits. It's got the auto save feature. Bam, Microsoft take another leaf out of their book and learn to do that. Another thing from the operating system standpoint, you got all your applications open, you want to restart your computer, you hit restart, everything reopens on the Mac operating system. Windows, come on, integrate that already. It's not there, it's simple, it improves the workability of the operating system, and you guys really need to do something about it. So what is my conclusion? What have I come to? Mac or Apple as an operating system does deliver the key things that most people do a lot better than Windows 7 or even Windows 8 is offering at the moment. Windows 8 for me looks like it's in a catch-up mode. This app development, all these app creations, just trying to catch up and build something a lot stronger than what Apple has. I think Apple is leading that market at the moment in its strength. The only downside I can see from the Mac system at the moment is that its cross compatibility can be improved a little bit. I do have issues with networking my MacBook Air to my home network, so my dad can access my movies, or my sister wants to access something. It's not that easy to do. It's still troublesome. I mean, if they had a Mac, then it'd be easy, bam, but they really need to kind of offer some cross compatibility for both of us. because we're not doing a really good job at the moment. Like I said, if you're looking at buying a laptop, I would recommend going for any sort of Apple system you want to choose. They do offer a lot better portable experience. If you're on a budget, don't be too stressed about it. A Windows PC is still quite good. You're going to get good value for money. You're going to get a reasonably built computer. I wish it was a little bit better, as I explained before, but it's not something you have to upgrade to. But definitely, Apple's got the right idea at the moment. There is no third-party people out there like was Microsoft was expecting to really, bring out the best of the operating system and really deliver it in a way where consumers, need to go out and buy that accessory and so forth. There isn't that. Microsoft really needs to make that hardware. So Apple's already done that. They've already made that hardware and given people that experience that they really need, that easy to use. So look, my name is Mohammed from Product Feedback. I hope this has kind of given you some insight to whether Windows is not as good or not as intuitive as macOS. I think macOS is definitely got a little bit ahead at the moment, but like I said, they're both going to do a similar job, so it's not really worth 100% spending the extra money. But if you can, definitely you're going to get a lot better built computer. You're going to get a pretty good user experience out of it. But you're going to be really drawn into integrating yourself. So they're really going to want you to get that iPhone, the iPad, and the their own networking solutions and their own TV solutions. So don't just think it's going to be a $1,500 outlay. You're going to eventually most probably spend a bit more. From a Windows computer, I would like to spend more. I want to buy these accessories, but they don't offer that at the moment. But they are slowly doing it. You got the Nokia Microsoft merger with the Windows 7 phones. You've got apparently a new tablet going to come out from them as well. They got there slowly moving into that integration. So I reckon they're going to be very similar soon. They're going to actually not be as open as each other, and really start doing their own hardware and really step up that bar to these third-party people and really encourage them to make these new hardware and new intuitive advancements in their products. But look, that's been my opinion. Obviously, you can take it or leave it. You can tell me, go shove yourself, and you don't know what the heck you're talking about. I know better. And by all means, if you do that, good work, good on you. I think you're a legend, and standing up for yourself is pretty good. But for those who are obviously not as tech savvy, I hope this provided a little bit of an insight to the behind the scenes of the operating system and the way everything works. And if you really enjoyed this video, like I said, subscribe. I've got good reviews on the way. I've got good content, and make sure you hit that thumbs up. This has been Mohammed, and peace be with you.